Make it 6 losses in a row and back-to-back sweeps by the LA teams. Why you shouldn't hold your breath for a managerial change anytime soon on Locked On Cardinals.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily St. Louis Cardinals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. I'm JD Haffern, and I'm a national radio sports anchor, born and raised in the Lou, and a lifetime Cardinals fan, and I'm your host for Locked On Cardinals, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. You can follow me on Twitter at JD Sports Radio and the podcast at LO_Cardinals. I want to thank those of you who make Locked On Cardinals your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. That way you're interacting with us, and hit the notification button so you know when new episodes are posted. This is a show serving Cardinal Nation and giving the best fans in baseball all of the info about the birds on the bat. Today's episode being brought to you by RocketMoney. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. The St. Louis Cardinals are going through one of the worst stretches of baseball that I have ever seen them play. They have the worst record in the National League at 10-22. They're only ahead of the Kansas City Royals and the Oakland A's for the worst record in all of Major League Baseball. This was not supposed to happen. We bought into an offseason where it was preached to us that the Cardinals didn't need any outside help other than Wilson Contreras. Had to go get a catcher, but that's all. We didn't need anybody else, because the guys they already had in the clubhouse and in this organization were the right guys to help this team make that next step in pursuit of a 12th franchise championship. The front office, the coaching staff, they all believed in what they had built internally and that they were going to prove to us as fans, that spending money on big-time free agents wasn't what this particular team needed to do to win. In the spring, kind of looked like they were right, didn't it? In the spring, they looked good. The Cardinals had a great spring. A lot of the main guys were primarily playing in the World Baseball Classic, but you had Brendan Donovan. Brendan Donovan's all of a sudden hitting dongs, just driving the ball over the wall. He's getting on base. Looks great. Newfound pop. It was cool. Steven Matz and Jake Woodford looked outstanding in the spring. Arguably were your best pitchers in the spring. They look fantastic. They seem primed for very, very good seasons. Jack Flaherty was finally healthy. Was still trying to get used to things, but at least he was out there and healthy and throwing and not having any issues. Jordan Walker had a great spring. Remember, he got off to that hot start. Things waned a little bit near the end of spring training, but we were all very much excited about, wow, he could make this team and make a huge difference. That's pretty cool. And on top of all of that, they were winning baseball games in the spring. And I know that it's spring training, but at the same time, winning is winning. And when it happens, you like it. And that's what was going on in the spring. Now we fast forward to May the 4th, and all of that has vanished. Thanos snapped it. Boom, out of existence. It is all gone. They've lost their 6th game in a row. They've suffered back-to-back sweeps to the LA teams, Dodgers and Angels. Today's game actually started with some promise. You know, the Cardinals got a couple of runs there in the first inning when the Angels couldn't complete a double play. They get a 2-out walk to Nolan Arenado, which brought up Wilson Contreras, and he sends a rocket to right field, and the Cardinals actually catch a break, which doesn't happen very often for this team so far in 2023. Hunter Renfroe in right field misjudges it, goes sailing over his head in right field, 2-run score. Cardinals are off and running. They got a lead early on in a game. You're pretty happy. But in true 2023 Cardinals fashion, that lead does not last long. In the second inning, Jack Flaherty completely melts down. comes crashing down to earth after what was a strong first inning. Yeah, he walked Shohei Ohtani, but then he got the double play. Boom, inning was over. Second inning allows 3 of the first 4 to reach with singles, and then with 2 strikes, throws a hanging breaking ball to Luis Rengifo. Who? Luis Rengifo, I said. 203 hitter, 1 home run on the year so far this year. Hangs a breaking ball to him. Parks that one into the left field corner, or right field corner, pardon me. Right field corner, and 3-run dinger. Cardinals are down. Lead is gone. Confidence is gone. By the way, that's the 19th 2-strike home run given up by the Cardinals this season. 19! That's absurd. That is absurd. Tops in baseball. Teams are also batting .218 against the Cardinals with 2 strikes against them, which I know doesn't sound great. That is also the worst in the league, by the way. Top of the third, it's more of the same. Back-to-back singles, a hit batter, another single, sac fly, another single. Then Rengifo comes up again, hits one back up the middle, goes off Flaherty's forearm. He gets on base. The training staff comes out to look at him. Oli pulls him. After the game, Jack didn't hide from the fact that he didn't get pulled because of an injury. Quote, "My hand's fine. I didn't get taken out because of my hand. I got taken out because I sucked." At least he's honest. Jake Woodford comes in relief. He's not much better. Gives up back-to-back singles. By the time all the bloodshed is over, in the third inning, it's 10-2 Angels, all 9 hitters. And the Angels lineup today had hits in this game by the end of the third inning. Unbelievable. Legendary Angels sluggers, Luis Rengifo, career 237 hitter, and Matt Thaiss, career 213 hitter, account for 6 hits, 4 runs, and 6 RBIs today. Guys you have never even heard of. If you're not related to them, you have no idea who they are. Beat the hell out of the Cardinals today. Can't stop them. Only hope to contain them, right? Luis Rengifo and Matt Thaiss just blasted the Cardinals today. Now, the Cardinals did claw their way back into this game. They get a 3-run homer by Tommy Edman, 2-run double by Paul Goldschmidt. Newt had 4 hits today. Contreras had 2 more doubles. But there was a spot. I do want to bring this up real quick. There was a spot in the 6th inning. Oli pulled Nolan Gorman for a pinch hitter. They were down 4. Runners were on. Taylor Motter gets to pinch hit. It was a lefty that was throwing at the time. They announced Motter. Angels go to the bullpen, bring in a righty, and we're all kind of like, what in the hell was that? Left me scratching my head, but after the game, Oli explained it that Gorman's lower back tightened up. So that's why he made that move. He's considered day-to-day. So the offense was there. I mean, they scored 7 runs, but the final today was 11-7. Once again, a day when the offense is hitting, starting pitching stinks. On days when the starting pitching is good, the offense will disappear. When the offense and the starting pitching show up, like on Wednesday night, the bullpen falters. It's always something, every single game. I don't know one game yet this season, maybe against Toronto, where there was a complete game where starting pitching, hitting, and bullpen all did their jobs and did them well. And fans want heads to roll for this catastrophic start to the season. And I don't blame you. They want Oli Marmol fired. They want John Mozeliak fired. Get him out of here. Now, if you're one of those people, I got bad news for you. I wouldn't hold my breath on either one of them losing their jobs. And I'll explain to you why next on Locked on Cardinals. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing, we're always changing, learning new things about ourselves. And therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and your understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way that we do until we talk things through. I mean, how many times have you just had a sudden reaction to a situation? And I'm not even talking about Cardinal baseball, just in normal life, where you're just like, I could punch something. We don't know why we react the way we do sometimes, but you talk it through and you feel better about it. It's always nice to have someone there to listen to, and that's where BetterHelp can benefit you. They connect you with a licensed therapist who can take you on a journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. Could be a good place, could be a bad place. If you're thinking of starting therapy, why don't you give BetterHelp a try? Entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You can discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnMLB today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/LockedOnMLB. The Cardinals have the Detroit Tigers coming into town next, and they're not a very good baseball team. So maybe they're coming in at a right time for St. Louis, and you can catch every pitch of the Cardinals hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Just search Cardinals. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen every day. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be joined by our friends over at Locked On Tigers. Scott Bentley is going to be joining us to preview this upcoming weekend series because, it's an American League team. We don't really pay attention to them all that much. They actually just won 3 in a row. They just swept the Mets. So maybe we're actually getting them at a bad time. But either way, we'll get the down low on what's going on with the Tigers so far this year. Now, yesterday I talked about how I haven't seen a Cardinals ball club play and look this poorly since when Mike Matheny got fired back in 2018. And I stand by that. I still, that's the last time I remember them looking this bad for this long. And because of these horrible performances that we're seeing so far this year, fans are rightfully outraged. Rightfully outraged. You should be. You pay good money to support this team, to go to the games, to buy the wear, to buy things like this and hats and everything else. It's expensive to go to a Cardinals baseball game. And when you're not getting your money's worth, you have a right to be upset. It's okay. Don't feel bad about that. It doesn't happen often, but Wednesday night and today, the fans were booing the St. Louis Cardinals, raining down boos on the team by the hometown fans who have had enough. They're tired of seeing ugly baseball. Again, if you go out there and you give 100% and you play the game fundamentally clean and you pitch well and you still lose, this fan base is still going to appreciate you. They're still going to say, okay, hey, get them next time. But when things are going as badly as they are and the team looks the way it is, eventually you hit a limit. And to see Cardinals fans booing the St. Louis Cardinals, it's weird for me. I haven't seen this in a long time. It's not normal. And you better believe the team and the coaches have noticed this. After Wednesday's game, Oli said this about the fans booing. You think they are more frustrated than us? No, I can tell you right now they're not. That clubhouse is extremely frustrated. Understand something. This is year 17 for me with the Cardinals. I've had the privilege of doing this for 17 years for one organization. And whether you are in the minor leagues as a coach in the lowest level, or if you're a coach at the big league level, or you're managing in my seat, you wake up every single day with one thing in mind, and it's how to improve the organization. So to sit here and think other people are more frustrated than the people in this clubhouse is insane. Absolutely insane. I'll tell you that. Every coach in that clubhouse loses sleep over how to improve what's going on at the moment. That's the only thing that crosses your mind every minute of the day. That's why this organization has been good for a long time. It's because everyone wakes up with the same thing in mind. We want to deliver for the city. That's what you wake up for every day. Trust me, we don't mind the accountability. That's also why we wake up every day, because it drives us, knowing that if we do well, things go well. And if we don't, people are pissed. That drives me. It drives everybody in that clubhouse. If you think people are more frustrated than within these walls, you're crazy. Now, this is a different situation than it was with Mike Matheny. First off, it was July when Matheny was let go. All right. Half a season had gone by. And Mike had been with the club for a number of years as the manager. 6 full seasons before that year where he got let go and was replaced by Mike Schill. It took 2 seasons of Mike Matheny-led ball clubs not making the playoffs before he was let go. And then you had the downward trajectory of what was going on in that season before they were like, okay, he's fired. we're out. We're making a change. Something's got to go. Now, Bernie Miklasz, who writes for scoopswithdannymac.com, with the Post-Dispatch for a long time. He's on 590 The Fan. I've grown up reading his articles, and I listen to him on the radio. He's fantastic. Some people don't like Bernie. I love Bernie. I think he's great. He wrote about the firing of Schilt. He's done this on a couple of occasions, too, because it was always weird, like the mystery of why Mike Schilt was let go. Nobody understood it because, hey, wait a second. The Cardinals are winning. Why are we firing managers when the Cardinals are doing good? I was one of those people. I was like, what the hell happened here? But he talked about it in an article where he compared the firing of Mike Schilt to the firing of longtime GM Walt Jocketty. Remember how good Walt Jocketty was, who had huge long-term success with the club, but was also let go due to philosophical differences, just like Mike Schilt was a few years later down the road. Now, in this article that Bernie wrote, he talks about how the organization wanted to move in a direction towards more data-driven decision-making, and Jocketty didn't want to really adapt to that and felt that he had actually lost some power as the GM. So instead of constantly fighting with Walt over and over and over, day after day, they let him go. They're like, okay, let's just separate then. If you're never going to conform to how we want to start doing things, then be on your way. Thank you for all of your time, but good luck somewhere else. And he goes on to the Reds and has some success there. With Mike Schilt, Bernie says the team wanted to take advantage of advanced information provided by the analytics department. And when Schilt continued to resist making adjustments to get the Cardinals in line with more modern tactics being used by superior teams, he put his job security on the line. And despite Mike Schilt's success, winning manager of the year, remember the streak they went on where they won like 17 games in a row? He was up for the award for manager of the year in 2021, even though he had all of that. Team let him go. Philosophical differences. If you're not going to get in line with what we're doing, then you don't belong here anymore. And the thing is with Oli, yeah, you're not getting the results that you want so far this season, but Oli is doing exactly what the front office and Mo want him to do. He's going about his job the way they want him to go about it. He's not fighting them over player personnel or analytics or any of this stuff. He's doing what he's told to do. He was given the team that they wanted to build, and he's doing everything the way that he's been told to do it. The results are just not happening right now. They're not going to fire him. And let's go into fantasy land and pretend that they do fire Oli, okay? They fire him. Who or what type of manager do you think they're going to replace him with? Probably a guy just like Oli. They want somebody to be the way Oli is. His approach to believe in the data and the stuff that they're seeing with all of the new information that's available now. It's going to be somebody who wants things done the way that Bill DeWitt Jr. and John Mozeliak want them done, which is what Oli's doing already. They're not going to fire a guy for doing what he's told. So if they did in this fantasy world, you'd essentially replace one person, Oli, with a guy just like him. Only the names would change. That's all that would change. And people ask about, I get tweets and stuff about Joe Madden all the time. Joe Madden got fired by the Angels last year, had lost 12 games in a row. And when he left, he said he felt like he was the middleman between the front office and what they wanted done on the field instead of being the guy that's in charge of what's going on the field. That's exactly why they let Mike Schilt go. He wasn't doing what they wanted up there. They're not going to bring in a manager like that. So you can stop talking about Joe Madden. They're not bringing him in. That's the last thing they want, is some kind of loose cannon manager who will do things the way he wants to do them. So for those that are wishing for Oli or Mo to get fired and some super tandem to step in and fix everything that's gone wrong so far this season, I've got a quote from Grumpy Old Men for you. You can wish in one hand and you can crap in the other and see which gets filled first. It's probably not going to happen. If anything, the personnel on the field is what's going to change before any kind of move like that is going to be made. That's just my opinion. But judging by the way that they've handled business in the past, I believe what they're going to do is continue to preach patience. They're going to continue to believe in Oli as somebody who can bring them out of this. That the numbers that we're seeing, the losses that we're seeing, this stuff's all going to turn around at some point. And it doesn't matter how many fans boo at the product on the field. They believe in what they're doing. They're going to stick to it. Again, I hate relating all this stuff to Moneyball all the time, but it's what always comes to mind. In the movie, they're saying, we believe in what we're doing. We shouldn't have to answer to anybody. It's going to get turned around. It's going to be fixed. Let's just stick with the plan, continue moving forward. Eventually, it will work out. That's what we're going with right now. So you can boo all you want, and you have every right to boo. But just understand that Oli and Mo ain't going anywhere. Now, I do want to end this on a positive note today. So up next on Locked On Cardinals, I want to show some appreciation to the minor league player and pitcher of the month, who are both doing good things down at Memphis. So we'll talk about them next on Locked On Cardinals. Do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Because most Americans think they spend around $80 a month on those subscriptions, but in actuality, total is closer to $200. So if you don't know exactly how much you're spending every month, then you need RocketMoney, a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've completely forgotten about, but yet you're still paying for it. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. That's kind of silly, right? You're just wasting your money. RocketMoney will quickly and easily find your subscriptions for you. And for any of them that you don't want to pay for it anymore, all you do is hit cancel. That's it. It's just that easy. RocketMoney will take care of it. They'll also help you manage all your finances in one place and automatically categorize your expenses. So you can easily track your budget in real time. And then they'll even alert you when things look off. Like if there's a weird purchase, they'll be like, wait, what's that all about? They'll let you know. Over 3 million people have used RocketMoney, saving the average person up to $720 a year. Imagine what you could do with that extra money. So stop throwing the money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. That's rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. rocketmoney.com/LockedOnMLB. The Cardinals will have arguably their best pitcher. I'm not even saying it's an arguably anymore. He is the best pitcher on this staff right now. Jordan Montgomery is going to be on the hill tomorrow night against the Tigers, and you can catch every pitch of the Cardinals hometown broadcast with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Just search Cardinals. It was announced yesterday that Rule 5 pick Wilking Rodriguez out. Arthroscopic shoulder surgery on his throwing arm. Ow. That does not sound good. He's going to be out 4 to 6 months, essentially ending his season. So they don't have to worry about sending him back to the Yankees or playing him and all that stuff. All of that out of mind. You don't have to worry about it now, but kind of a bummer that he's hurt. We do want to congratulate Lucan Baker. Lucan Baker named the Cardinals minor league player of the month. He led all Cardinals minor leaguers for the month in OPS at a 1.166. Home runs, he's got 10 of them. Hits, 28. Runs, 24. Total bases, 63. To go along with a .318 batting average and 22 RBIs. His 10 home runs, by the way, tied for second most among all minor league baseball players. Problem is he plays first base and he's a DH. So it'd be awesome if he was able to play another position. That way we get him in the lineup up on the big club, but I don't know where you put him if you bring him up to St. Louis. It's tough. If I'm Luke and Baker, aren't you saying by now, like, well, can you trade me to a franchise that could use me? Also, congratulations to Matthew Liberatore, who was named the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the month. Libby posted a 3-1 record, 2.14 ERA. Minor league baseball leading 45 strikeouts. Look at that. Libby getting the punch outs. Tallied 3 starts of at least 5 innings with no runs allowed. It's his 3rd career pitcher of the month award win. Again, with either of them, will either of them, I should say, get called up to help the big club out, who has now lost 6 in a row, 9 of their last 10, worst team in the National League? That remains to be seen. I would like to see Matthew Liberatore up at this level. I mean, why not? What's it going to hurt now? Lose it anyway. Once again, thank you guys for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen every day. What I can tell you, I don't know when those guys will get called up at all, but I can tell you tomorrow we've got Scott Bentley from Locked On Tigers joining me to preview the series against the Detroit Tigers. So make sure you join us tomorrow for that. A series that the Cardinals should win. They really should. Detroit's not a very good ball club. They have terrible pitching, very bad offense. They're not good at much. If you don't win this series, I don't know what to tell you. Be sure to catch every pitch of the Cardinals' hometown broadcast for this weekend series, which also sees the return of Adam Wainwright on Saturday with SiriusXM on the SXM app. Just search Cardinals. If you haven't already, please give us a follow on Twitter at @LO_Cardinals and at JD Sports Radio. Like, subscribe on YouTube, help our channel and love for the Cardinals grow. Make sure you're leaving those comments down there. Maybe you don't agree with me with what's going on with Oli and Mo. Maybe you have something else you want to add to that, why they should be fired, why the Cardinals should fire them and would fire them. If you've got a different take, that's awesome. Let me know down below. We'll discuss it. Maybe we'll bring it up on a future podcast. You're the best fans in baseball for a reason. You deserve better than what's going on right now on that baseball field. You really do. Hopefully it'll turn around this weekend. I'll see you next time on Locked On Cardinals. Have a good one. Oh, and may the 4th be with you.